My name is Samantha. I'm 27 years old. I am married. I've been married 6 years. August 1st. Um, and I have a wonderful husband named Leo. Okay. So basically, I'm creating this vlog or documentary, whatever you want to call it, just to help myself. And so that way I can go back and look back on this and see how far I've come. So, I'm going to start from the beginning and go from there. So, for starters, my husband and I have been married, I guess, like I said, 6 years. And we don't have any kids, like I mentioned. We have tried about 6 years ago, we tried fertility. Came back negative. We did 2 rounds, or three rounds of fertility on Clomid and Provera. Nothing happened. I don't get my menstruals at all. So needless to say, the 3 negatives, I just kind of like gave up and then quit my job, and I didn't have insurance, so that's what happened to that one, right? So between that time and getting my insurance now, I was like, you know what? Let me lose weight. Let me see. I can get pregnant. Let me just lose weight, right? So I would bust my butt. I would work out. I would eat clean, cut down how much I was eating, work out till I was exhausted and blue in the face, and would lose 5 pounds, gain 5 pounds, lose 5 pounds, gain it, lose it, keep it. I never got below a certain pound, and it would drive me crazy. So recently, well, my husband had insurance for a while, and I got insurance, and so I've been procrastinating, and so I'm a nail tech, okay, and I do pedicures, and I'd always get clients that ask, "Oh, well, do you have any kids?" Starting conversation. Do you have any kids? And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm married, but no, one day, and all the time, every day, every client, I can have 9 clients a day, and they all ask me if I have kids and whatever. So one day, this one lady really got under my skin. Like, she was just like, "Do you have any kids?" And I was like, "No." And I was like, "But one day," and she was like, "Do you just not want kids?" And it tore me up inside, because how much I want a baby, how much that would complete my heart, and complete my family, because it's, just me and my husband. And so I was venting to a coworker slash cousin, and she's like, "Why don't you go get checked?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I think I already know I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is you get cyst on your ovaries." And I used to work at different places that had nurses, and the female nurses would be like, "Oh, you probably have PCOS, that's part of the symptoms, and just lose weight, blah blah blah." So I'm like, I already know. I just gotta lose weight, and I can get pregnant. So after that, my coworker slash cousin was like, you need to go get checked. Quit saying you're gonna do it, and do it. And so when I was at work this other time, I had a client, and same question: "Do you have any kids?" And she was asking me, "You said soon, hopefully soon. What, are y'all trying?" And I explained to her, and she said, "You know what? My husband's an accountant for this really good doctor, has good, good success, very good success rates. He's one of the top, fertility specialists. He, there's a saying for him, that there's not a girl that he can get pregnant." And so I got really excited, and she gave me his number and his name, and so finally I made the appointment. Biggest step. Super nervous. It's the beginning of my journey. So, mind you, this was in May. Okay. Right now it's July 21st. So, um, so I go see this doctor and I'm like, hi, how are you doing? We introduce and everything like that. And, and he says, do you have any questions for me? And, I'm like, yeah, I do. Because I explained to him I had seen a doctor previously, 6 years prior, and, that's what we did and used and stuff like that. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to get you started on metformin, 1,000 milligrams of metformin. I'm going to get you on your Provera, and I'm going to get you on Clomid. Okay. So for those that don't know, metformin is a diabetic medication that helps with my insulin, and Provera is progestin, and it helps start your period. And Clomid is to help me ovulate. That's how I know it best. So that's what he was gonna put me on. So he put me on. So that's what happened. And he asked me, of course, do you have any questions? I'm like, yes, I do. So back to that, right? So I asked him, like, I always hear people say that I could possibly have PCOS. And I don't know. And I just hear, lose weight, and you can have a baby. He says, well, by looking at you, I can tell you do. So I was like, it's different when you assume you have something. And then to hear it, you're just kind of like, what? I do? Like, so, and he was explaining, I can tell, and he started asking me a series of questions, does diabetes run in your family? Does, this run in your family? And does this, and I'm like, yeah, and he's like, well, do you have this? And I'm like, yeah, I do have that. And do you have this? And I'm like, yeah, I do have that. And he's like, yeah, you have PCOS. So I'm devastated at this point. Because, yeah, I may have assumed I had it, but to hear that I actually had it scared the crap out of me. Because I'm like, oh my God, this is my worst nightmare, because it's going to be so hard to have a baby. So he's so sweet. He's like, you know what? We're going to get you pregnant. You're going to get pregnant, and I'm going to deliver your baby. I held in my tears because I was filled with joy. Like, oh my God, this is happening. So I did my rounds, my meds. So anyways, he sent me to do blood work. Sorry, scratch that. He sent me to do blood work, and they basically tested my hormones, checked my hormone levels, checked for diabetes, of course, and some other stuff. So I start my 1,000 milligrams, start my Provera. I get this call a few days later, and it wasn't good news. Keep in mind, my back had also went out. So I couldn't move. I couldn't really function or walk or anything. And I couldn't take anything, mind you, because he said I couldn't take ibuprofen or aspirin or anything. Except in the emergency room, I let them give me a shot because I needed something, And, but I only took medicine for like the first week, and then I stopped. Because I was like, no, I can't. Doctor says I can't. So I get a call, and it says, Miss Elizondo, we got your results, and we wanted to let you know that your test results came back and that you are type 2 diabetic. My heart dropped. Dropped. My heart was shattered. I felt like it was the end of the world. I find out I have PCOS. I have to take these meds. My back goes out, and then I'm shot this type 2 diabetes. And I'm like, oh my God, what can I eat? I can't eat anything. So, I took it really hard. I know this may sound stupid, but I took it as, I started thinking, like, can I have kids? I mean, like, can I have kids? I mean, would it be safe for me, for the baby? And, just rethinking things. And I'm like, you know what? I have friends that I know people that are diabetic and have kids. And so, of course, I'm like, let me message somebody. I messaged somebody and I'm like, how did you do it? Is this, and so she made me feel so much better. And they let me know that with type 2 diabetes, it can be controlled over diet and exercise. So I'm like, great. Got it in the bag. So we went through our first trial, our first treatment, and June 18th, well, first off, did my cycle, did my business. Then my period came back a week later. So it was like the week after. And it's like, okay. So I tried another treatment, and then I noticed I had my period, and then we started doing our thing. And then all of a sudden, the week after that, again. So I was like getting my period like every other week. Made no sense. But finally, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do another round of treatment. I'm going to just wait. Go to the doctor June 18th. Take my blood work. Negative. Devastated, of course. Luckily, my brother and his kids came into town, so I had something to mind, something to keep my mind occupied, And my doctor does 2 negatives. So the next week I went back in and I'm like, no, it's going to come out negative. That was just my attitude. I'm like, it's going to come back negative. Okay. So I had to see the doctor first before I take my blood. Sit down and I'm telling my doctor, is it normal that I'm getting my period every other week? He's like, oh no, no, that's not normal. You're not going to get pregnant like that. He's like, that's telling me your estrogen is high and we need to cut it. So he prescribed me this other medication. I think it's like Bromotin or Bromotin. I don't know, something like a bromo. And what it does is it cuts my estrogen levels. So that way my progesterone levels and my estrogen levels can be balanced. So I started that. I take that every night before I go to bed. And of course, I test came out negative. So we started myself, on another round of treatment. When I became diabetic, I went from 1,000 milligrams of metformin to 2,000 milligrams of metformin to help me. So right now, I got off my menstrual last Wednesday, and today is what is today? Today's Tuesday, July 21st. So I got off of it last Wednesday. So it's just the beginning. I'm really praying that I ovulate. I need to set my appointment for August 13th. So I'm hoping something happens or whatever. They did do a pelvic sonogram to check for my cyst on ovaries. Good news is I don't have any cyst on my ovaries, so that's awesome. I have eggs in my ovaries, which was amazing to see and to find out because I was scared I don't even have eggs, So it was very emotional to see that those can possibly be babies, my babies. And so I do have cyst in my uterus, I think, or my cervix. I think my cervix. And he said that's normal. My uterus is a little like it kind of goes. Hold on, I can't draw that right. So it kind of goes up, down, up, and then like that. So it kind of has like a dip in it. But he's like, it's nothing major. You can still get pregnant. Your egg just has to get on a spot like on the one of these sides, and you'll be fine. It's normal. You don't have to have any surgery or anything. So I'm like, okay. So everything in my girl parts is good. So I'm really nervous for this journey. I had decided not to tell anybody because I'm really scared. PCOS has high rates of miscarriages. So that's another thing I'm very terrified of. I get really emotional because I I feel that being a woman, this is our dream. To be a mother, to have a family, to give birth, and to be told that you can't just have it like other women can just spontaneously get pregnant, that I have to plan it, that I have to work for it. It's hard. And to know that there's chances that I can have miscarriages scares me to death, because this is something I'm working for. This is something I'm planning for. And I don't know how I would react if that were to happen. Because we've been married, when August 1st will be 6 years, and all I've ever wanted was a family. I do everything that I'm supposed to. I'm just, nervous and scared. So our doctor had told us we get three rounds of treatment with the Clomid, metformin, and now with my Bromin, whatever that is, right? And so we've already gone through one treatment. This one I'm currently on is my second treatment. If this comes out negative, I only have one more treatment. After this, if this comes out negative, the next treatment, and if the next treatment comes out negative, then we send my husband to test his babies. If they come out good, then we see what's next in store for me. So, I just kind of want to tape these. So, I hope that if someone sees this and you're going through this too, know that you're not alone. And know that with God and your family, you can do it. Just like I know I'm going to get through this. Doesn't matter how emotional it is for me. I know that I'm not alone, because I've already seen so many different videos and so many different blogs and stuff of women going through the same things and having success rates and stuff like that. So it keeps me positive, and me and my husband talking about this keeps me, our future kids and stuff like that. It keeps me positive as well. So I feel like talking about it will help. And like I said, these vlogs are for me, for my purposes, and they're going to be on YouTube just because that's where I want to put them, so I can always go back to them. And if anybody else wants to see them and they can relate, then great. So that's my situation, and I hope to look back when we get positive results and see how far we've come. So like I said, until next time, please pray for me. I pray for you, and God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.